Hey everyone, welcome back to Edgeverse. Have you ever stared at a famous Renaissance painting, like the Mona Lisa, and felt like it was hiding something from you? That enigmatic smile, those mysterious backgrounds, it's almost like the artists were whispering secrets right under our noses. Well, today, we're cracking the code. I'm talking about the hidden messages, symbols, and esoteric meanings embedded in some of the greatest masterpieces of all time. From Leonardo da Vinci to Michelangelo, these geniuses weren't just painting pretty pictures. They were crafting complex visual puzzles that spoke to religion, politics, philosophy, and even science. Stick around as we unpack this fascinating world, and by the end, you'll never look at these artworks the same way again. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more deep dives into art history. Let's jump in. First off, let's set the stage. The Renaissance, roughly from the 14th to the 17th century, was this explosive era of creativity in Europe. Think Florence, Rome, cities buzzing with artists, thinkers, and powerful patrons. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. Artists were caught in a tug-of-war between the old-school church authority and this new wave of humanism, which celebrated human potential, classical learning, and science. Imagine being an artist commissioned by the Pope or a wealthy merchant. You had groundbreaking ideas from studying anatomy or ancient texts, but expressed them too openly? Boom! Heresy charges, career over. So what did they do? They got clever. They hid their messages in plain sight using symbols, geometry, colors, and gestures. It was like a secret language for the initiated, patrons who were in the know, while the average viewer just saw a beautiful religious scene. Why go to all this trouble? We'll get to that, but trust me, it reveals a ton about the intellectual firestorm of the time. Let's start with the basics, the silent language of symbols. Renaissance art is packed with them, drawing from religious traditions but twisting them for deeper layers. A lamb might represent Christ on the surface, but arrange it just so, and it could hint at a political allegory or a philosophical idea. Nature played a huge role too. Oak trees for strength, lilies for purity. Artists turned entire landscapes into coded stories. Take Botticelli's Primavera, for example. It's this gorgeous spring scene with mythological figures, but every single plant is symbolic. Myrtle for love, laurel for virtue. It's like a botanical dictionary spelling out Neoplatonic ideas about spiritual transformation and the cycles of life. To the untrained eye, it's just a pretty garden. But to an educated patron, it's a full-blown philosophical treatise. And get this, recent studies suggest it even nods to medical knowledge from classical texts like Pliny's Natural History. Botticelli wasn't decorating, he was communicating. Now, no discussion of Renaissance secrets is complete without Leonardo da Vinci, the ultimate polymath. His works are masterclasses in layered meaning. Let's talk about the Last Supper. You know it, that iconic scene of Jesus and his apostles at the table. But Leonardo didn't follow the old medieval rules where Judas is off to the side looking shady. Instead, he captures the exact moment after Jesus says, "One of you will betray me." The apostles' reactions? Pure psychological drama. Each one's gesture and pose tells a story: shock, denial, confusion. And here's where it gets hidden. The whole composition is built on geometry. Perfect proportions, mathematical harmony, echoing Neoplatonic ideas that the universe is ordered by divine math. The hands alone are a code from classical rhetoric. Pointing, grasping, they convey emotions like a silent language. Even the room's perspective screams philosophy, showing ideal order in creation. It's not just a Bible story, it's a visual essay on human nature and cosmic harmony. Then there's the Mona Lisa, the queen of enigmas. Why does she look so mysterious? Leonardo designed it that way, intentional ambiguity. The soft, smoky edges blur lines between reality and perception, nodding to ideas about the limits of knowledge. The background landscape? It's otherworldly, hinting at transcendent beauty beyond rational grasp. Neoplatonism again, mystery over clarity. Leonardo wasn't hiding a specific secret code here. He was embedding a philosophy that says some truths are intuitive, not spelled out. Ever wonder why her smile seems to change depending on how you look at it? That's the point. It's meant to draw you in, make you ponder the mysteries of the human soul. Shifting gears to sacred geometry, this is where things get mind-blowing. Renaissance artists saw math as proof of divine order. The golden ratio, that magical proportion found in nature, wasn't just for aesthetics, it was philosophy in action. Raphael's School of Athens is a perfect example. This massive fresco in the Vatican shows ancient philosophers like Plato and Aristotle debating. But the figures are arranged along invisible geometric lines where heavenly and earthly knowledge meet. It's a visual manifesto on the harmony of ideas. No random placement. Every spot embeds meaning about the balance of reason and intuition. And then there's Michelangelo's creation of Adam on the Sistine Chapel ceiling. God reaching out to touch Adam's finger. Iconic, right? But zoom out. The figures around God form the shape of a human brain. Yes, the cerebral cortex, ventricles, its anatomy hidden in heaven. Michelangelo, who dissected bodies in secret, was sneaking in scientific knowledge. It's saying God's greatest gift isn't just life, but intelligence. Most viewers back then wouldn't spot it, but for those in the know, it's a bold statement blending faith and science. Why hide it? Because dissecting was taboo, verging on heresy. This was his way of honoring human complexity as divine. Beyond geometry, artists dipped into astrology and alchemy, esoteric stuff that was huge in the Renaissance. Astrology wasn't fringe, it was respected science, thanks to rediscovered classical texts. Paintings might hide celestial maps or zodiac hints, framing human destiny as part of God's cosmic plan. Alchemy, with its quest to turn lead into gold, symbolized spiritual transformation. Colors played into this: black for decay, white for purification, red for perfection. Artists used these progressions to layer stories of redemption or enlightenment under religious scenes. Imagine a painting where the colors subtly shift. It's not just pretty, it's alchemical code for the soul's journey. But why all the secrecy? Let's talk about patronage and politics. Artists depended on rich sponsors, church bigwigs, princes, who were often as intellectually daring as they were. Direct heresy? No thanks. So, symbols allowed plausible deniability. A patron could commission a work full of humanist ideas without getting burned at the stake. Educated viewers, trained in classical rhetoric, could read gestures like books, an upward point for revelation, a specific pose for command. It turned bodies into text. This created intellectual freedom in a constrained world, artists expressing themselves while staying employed. Color and light were another toolkit. Blue for the divine, gold for heaven, but artists innovated. Leonardo's sfumato mimicked real perception, embedding ideas about subjectivity. Light wasn't just illumination, it was a metaphor for truth. In Raphael's School of Athens, the glow highlights Plato and Aristotle, signaling their access to higher wisdom. It's subtle, but powerful, communicating philosophy without a word. Portraiture got in on the action too. A sitter with a book? Intellectual cred. A dog? Loyalty. These symbols built identities like visual resumes. And bigger paintings often hid narratives, background details nodding to politics, making a biblical scene comment on current events. It's like Easter eggs for the elite. Pulling it all together, Renaissance art was a multi-level game. Surface, religious story. Deeper, philosophy for the educated. Esoteric, science for specialists. This mirrored the era's love for layered knowledge. Think Neoplatonism's hidden truths. Secrecy wasn't just forced, it was a flex, showing artistic mastery. Even as constraints eased, they kept it up for personal expression. Today, scholars are still uncovering these secrets, anatomical hints, political jabs. It's like the artists built in future-proofing, ensuring their works stay alive. This stuff shows us the Renaissance wasn't just pretty art, it was a battlefield of ideas, with artists as clever strategists. Phew, that was a journey. If this blew your mind like it does mine, drop a like, subscribe for more art mysteries, and comment below. What's your favorite Renaissance painting, and do you think it hides secrets? Share your thoughts. I read everyone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay curious,